やるしかねえのか。
おう、やるしかねえのか。
Hello everybody, today we're going to be talking about the Supernova, right? And yeah, the Supernova are a great bunch of characters who we know may not be what we originally thought they would be, but I think they're still great characters, great parts in the One Piece world, important figures who will shape, the future. Of course, Luffy being the lead figure in that group, but the others still being interesting. So today we're going to talk about the Supernova versus the Beast Pirates, a kind of power scaling thing, but also just seeing, just talking about how the Supernova stack up right now. Of course, this will now be a one-on-one. I realized when I said versus the Beast Pirates and I was titling this video that it sounds like I'm saying the Supernova together in all their crews versus the Beast Pirates, which I then thought would be an interesting video. So tell me if we should do that one. Let me know. I'm thinking about it. But today we'll just go with the actual Supernova, the 11 versus characters in the Beast Pirates. Like, who can they beat? Who can't they beat? And yeah, that's really it. Now guys, before we get into it, please subscribe if you haven't. Worried about spoilers, check the description, both anime watchers and manga readers. But yeah, now that that's it, let's jump in. So starting with Luffy, I think Luffy would be probably the easiest at this point. He's had incredible growth throughout the story, even recently unlocking Conqueror's Haki, although he's not really using it that well because he just unlocked it, so it's expected. But he's still reached an incredible point at this so far, right? And for him, I would just say really simply, I think Luffy can beat everyone in the Beast Pirates except for Kaido. Right? When it comes to a one-on-one, I think Luffy can beat everyone except for Kaido. Okay, simple. Now let's move on to Zoro. Zoro, I would put him in a similar boat, although I'd be hard-pressed to say that I definitely think Zoro is, a stronger fighter than King. I would put them similarly, but I would say that in a fight, Zoro would win in the end. Now I know that, Zoro, would win. Zoro's been doing great stuff. I think that definitely, if you're talking about really strong attacks, Zoro has it. But as we've seen, it's not enough to just do an attack that's really strong, because these Zou and Devil Fruit users, they just keep coming back, right? So just because, again, you don't have one super strong attack doesn't mean that your many less strong attacks won't add up over time. So I mean, we could go down a rabbit hole, but this is not the video for that. Let me know if you want an individual video for a specific character, and then me going in depth about how strong I think they are. But for now, I'd say I put Zoro around King. I'd say he can beat King as well, but I wouldn't say he's on a whole other level compared to King. We still have to see what King's worth. But anyway, jumping from that, right, we get to Law. Now, Law is an interesting one, right? Now, I don't think that Law in a one-on-one fight could beat King. I'd actually put him somewhere around Queen's level. Yeah, I actually would. That seems appropriate. That seems highly appropriate. So, Law I would put around Queen. Not quite as strong as King, although the difference for me between King and King is not that far, really. So for what it's worth, it's not King, but it's Queen. And then let's go to Kid and Killer. So for Kid, I actually think that Kid would probably be somewhere around King as well. Now, of course, the portrayal says that he should be as strong as Luffy, right? Even though we haven't seen the stuff, there's no feats. The portrayal says that at least in base form, he's equal to Luffy, and he probably should be doing as good as Luffy. So, yeah, we could give him that, but now I'm going to just say around Zoro with King, where he could probably beat King, but that would be a very tough fight. And there's no way I can say that Kid is on a whole other level from King. Now coming to Killer, I would put Killer around Queen with Law, but it's an interesting one still, right? Yeah, I think given what Killer's shown us, given the portrayal and everything, I can put Killer down there with Law, near Queen, around that. Not too far from King, really. Once again, but somewhere there. It seems like a safe bet. Now from there we then transition on to some others. Let's go to Uruj. Uruj is not in Wano. I mean, if you ask some people, they'd say not yet, but he's not in Wano. But let's see. Given the fact that he beat Snack and appreciating the effort that he put in, because it's not just beating Snack, it's also leaving Whole Cake Island alive after beating Snack. We saw what the army, the Grudge Revenge Army, I forget what it's called, did to Luffy after he beat Cracker. Like, Luffy couldn't do anything against them, right? And an army like that came after Uruj along with Cracker. And Uruj managed to escape that somehow. So I'm gonna say that Uruj really deserves respect. We don't know what he's been up to since then. So overall, I'm inclined to say that, Jack. I'll give him Jack. So I think Uruj, these are two tough guys who I think can keep going at it, stamina wise, strength wise. So I'll say Uruj and Jack could go at it. I give Uruj a slightly above Jack, but still, I think Uruj could do that. I definitely think Uruj would be there. Yeah. Now, I'm going to talk about both Drake and Apu at the same time. First, a bit about Drake is that although he is a Tobiropo, I do think that, although not confirmed, that Drake wants to remain a Tobiropo. He does not want to go further, and that is the reason why he is still a Tobiropo. Also mentions why he's the reason why he didn't want to go after Queen's position. I think being an all-star jeopardizes the fact that he's undercover. So I think that he is stronger, but he just chooses not to pursue any more greatness within the Beast Pirates. But I think if Drake did go all out, I think he could just, go at it with Jack and he'd be around there. I think a similar thing with Apu, given what Apu's done, really. You look at, the fact that he's been fighting Drake, pretty much equally right now. He fought against both Drake and Zoro and other samurai downstairs while trying not to be touched by people with the Ice Oni virus. So you got to think about what's that worth, right? So I think Apu, definitely. Although Apu's not a Tobiropo, it's a bit weird what his rank actually is. I don't think Oda has given us what his rank is, because he seems to have a very unique rank in the Beast Pirates. But I would put Apu around there with Jack. Now, the difference with Uruj is that I put Uruj, slightly above Jack, but around, Jack's strength as well. I just put Drake and Apu just, right there alongside Jack. Now, the harder one to... Let's come back to this guy. Let's jump on to Bege. Capone, Bege. I think full on, I'd just put him around the level of the Tobiropos. Yeah. All the the Sasukis, the Altis, the Black Marias. I'm not going to touch who's who, because then people will argue with me with who's who. So I don't want to get into that. I'm just talking about the Supernova right now. I think his Big Father is a very... Big Father? I think, yeah, that's what he did. That's a very strong move. It's very great, but he doesn't have much offense. So I think that, he feels like page 1, really. Yeah, I put him with the general Tobiro from page 1 all the way to the Sasuke and the like. Because he doesn't have much offense, but his defense is great. His defense is really top tier. And then there's Bonnie, who we haven't seen much of, but it seems that she does have skill. And based off the fact that she's a Tobiropo, I feel inclined to at least say she's as strong as page 1. There's really not much I can say after that, apart from the fact that she needs to show us more, right? She's clearly agile, she's clearly quick, but does she have any strength? Does she have, much haki? We don't know. We really don't know. So, for the sake of being a supernova, I will say she's as strong as page 1, but beyond that, I really can't give her anything. But yeah, I think that should cover everyone except for Hawkins. Now, the problem with Hawkins and why I wanted to save him for the end is that Hawkins is a weird one. Hawkins is a weird one because, you know, I think his fighting style kind of depends on how he's feeling, right? There's a situation in which Hawkins can do his best because for whatever reason, maybe, you know, despite what the cards say about chance of survival, this man's about to die, so he wants to do the best he can because fighting is the only way in this 1% chance that he might survive. Everything else he'll die. There's that. And then you have to also take into the fact that it's not about chance, it's also about the cards he draws, right? Earlier in Wano, he's kind of like, yeah, he has a deck of cards, but some of them are super great. But, you know, as a price for that, he's got some really bad cards as well. So he doesn't know which ones he'll actually draw in a fight, right? So you could have a fight where he does really well, and, you know, the probability is saying it's in his favor, so he'll fight. But because the cards, you know, sometimes the cards will do really badly, he'll do really badly. So he's not as consistent a performer, right? This is not the kind of guy you want on your team. But, you know, saying things don't go well and they kind of just go average for him, I'd still put him around, you know, someone like page 1. Even if things are not going well for Hawkins. I say at least by someone like page 1. If things are going well, of course this is purely headcanon, I don't know any of this, but I feel like I could put Hawkins, you know, around Rouge. I don't think that's crazy. You know, around Rouge, maybe even approaching Killer, right? If we're talking about some cards that let you surpass your limits, like he says, we're talking about cards, you know, not only that card, but other cards that strong. I just don't think that's crazy, you know. Maybe not, maybe even stronger than New Rouge, right? Like Queen or something like that. But yeah, guys, just a quick video running through all these characters. Yeah, of course, I know if you guys want to sit down and talk about some of these characters, exactly some of these Supernova, we can get into that. Let me know. We can make specific videos. I know really people want to just talk about Zoro and Kid. To hate on Kid and then to say that Zoro needs to be stronger, because those are the only two people care about. Along as Luffy, and they don't really care about the rest of the Supernova. So it's sad, but I know those are the comments that are gonna come. But if you're someone who actually cares about any of the other Supernova, let me know. We can talk about that. But anyway, guys, this has been my thoughts. Let me know how you feel down below. Like, subscribe, do all that beautiful stuff. If you know someone who needs to see the truth, please share this video with them. If you have time, watch my videos, and if not, thank you for watching this video to the end, guys. This is King KZ. I'll see you in the next one.